Good morning, whiskey. Look, I thought I'd take the time. I'm out on a run at the moment, and I thought I'd take the time to explain a fat loss phase, because a few of you are just about to begin their fat loss phase, and I've just noticed a bit of resistance to the whole process. So I want to go live and genuinely explain what's about to happen, because I know when the goal and the process are unclear, it can be quite daunting and a little bit scary. Just remember that this whole process needs to be a little bit scary, but also needs to be exciting, okay? So that's why I'm taking the time now to build up that excitement and let you in on what you can expect, because it's really one of those things that unless you experience it yourself, you won't truly know until you experience it. But I'm going to try my best to explain it for you now. So for those of you who have done their reprogram and have been doing their reprogram for the last 9, 12, some of you have been doing your reprograms for the last 18 months. You will have gotten to a point now where you're eating a lot of variety, you're feeling really good, you're enjoying your food, you're loving your food, but the sort of body shape changes have stagnated a little bit, and even if you think about it, your energy levels and your health may have also stagnated as well. There is the law of diminishing returns that comes into play here. So diminishing returns means that you won't notice results in those 3 areas as quickly as you would when you begin a journey compared to when you are like right in the depths of one and you've been doing it for a long time. And the law of diminishing returns also dictates that you actually have to put more effort in for a smaller return the better you get. So for example, right now I am sitting around 6% body fat. For me to get to 3%, I need to work twice as hard as I did to get under 10 and to 6% body fat. Does that make sense? So I've actually got to double my workload to get to a leaner point to where I was from. Now, that's just an example, and it's an extreme example. But for you to go any further than you have before, you'll need to put in a short period of effort that is very focused and very intense. And the power of doing this is once you do it, you'll come out stronger, leaner, healthier, and you'll be able to maintain that previous that previous result you had much easier. And the more fat loss phases you go through, the easier and easier maintenance gets, right? So understand that the more fat loss phases you go through, the better your metabolism gets at processing the variety when you get back to it. So I had a question today about the fat loss phase that really intrigued me in the way that you probably all think. You are probably all thinking this, and I wanted to go and explain it. So one of my clients who's currently going through the fat loss phase asked me if variety in your food is key to health, isn't it counterproductive to limit the variety during a fat loss phase? It's a very smart question and one that deserves a really good answer. Whilst it is true variety is the key to health, when you go through a reprogram, you actually improve your health so far and so much that you can afford to spend a short period of time limiting your variety. And to counteract the adverse effects of limiting variety, we increase volume. Therefore, you get a huge amount of food and a huge amount of nutrition with the least amount of energy possible. And that's the secret to a good fat loss program. If you were to do a fat loss program without reprogramming your metabolism, it would be a very unhealthy venture. Coupled onto the fact there when most people do limit their variety, they don't increase their volume, and that's where things start to go wrong. You would probably, or you would know this process as being called a diet, right? So when people diet, they limit their variety, but they limit their variety from a much lower point. So for example, the average Australian probably only eats 5 to 7 different types of food each week. So if you look at an average trolley in Woolworths or Coles, most people who are just shopping, not necessarily aware of what they're buying, they'll have 5 to 7 different types of food in their trolley, and that could be like a bread or a cereal or both. There could be a couple of meats maybe, often processed meats. They'll have maybe a few veggies here and there, and a lot of packet food, right? So they have a very small amount of variety, and they go about life, with their poor health and their poor energy levels, and they don't really know any different. They don't have much variety in their food, and they've never experienced what variety does. So as soon as you increase the variety of somebody's food at that level, their health increases, their energy increases, right? And they start to reprogram their metabolism. If you were to not increase variety, and they would all of a sudden decrease their volume because of that old calorie awareness slide where you've got the macas and you've got the plant food on the other side. Most people are only used to eating small amounts, but small amounts of high energy food. So as soon as you limit that high energy variety, and then you say you're on a diet, all of a sudden they're halving, even quartering their energy intake. So the goal of a reprogram is to increase variety, increase energy going in. So then when you do decide to go on a fat loss phase, you can take the variety out, increase the volume so the energy is still high gradually, and get the fat loss result, plus the health benefits, and plus the strength benefits and fitness benefits that go with it. Megan and I, we're the fittest, the strongest, and the healthiest when we're lean. We always say to each other how awesome we feel come October, November every year when we do a fat loss phase. And the paradox here is exactly that. We get stronger, fitter, and healthier as we limit our variety but increase our volume, right? And that's the key to getting even further progress. So if you have done a couple of reprograms and you are at a point now where you've gotten to a point where you're just sort of looking for more variety in your food, maybe you're enjoying a couple off meals here and there and putting it down to having a balanced diet and so forth, just know that you've probably stagnated on the reprogram, and it's time for a fat loss program. So there you have it. I hope that answers and clears up a little bit of confusion for you all. I'm about to run the rest of the way to Snap. Let me know if you have any questions, pop them in the comments section below. If you are a newbie here and this does excite you, don't get ahead of yourself just yet. Okay, this is probably about 12 months down the track for you. But if you do the reprogram and you take the steps that you need to take, and you be consistent, and you get over that want or need to be perfect and do the all or none, if you can get over that and you can make consistent progress, take small steps towards reprogramming your metabolism, once you get there and you have reprogrammed your metabolism, that's when the exciting part starts. That's when you start to see the body shape changes that you intended to when you first begun. But you have to lay your foundations first. It's like building a house. If you go in there and you start building out your bathroom and you have no concrete slab, your bathroom isn't going to last long, is it? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that chat. Let's leave it there. And again, like I said, if you have any questions, pop them below. See ya.